Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
NBA rumors. LeBron James' contract decision puts pressure on Pelinka. In a move that many had seen coming for weeks, LeBron James has reportedly decided to pick up his player option for the 2025-26 NBA season, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. This marks the final year of his current deal, worth a staggering $52.6 million. And while there's no official word yet, there's little to suggest it'll be his last run in the league. LeBron has until Monday, June 30th, to officially accept or decline the option on his contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. But according to sources close to the four-time champion, the decision has already been made. He's staying and cashing in. LeBron is all in, but on his terms. Unlike last season, when LeBron agreed to take a $3 million pay cut to give GM Rob Pelinka some breathing room in free agency, this time, he's not leaving any money on the table. He's earned that right. But that decision puts the ball squarely in Pelinka's court. Last season's gamble didn't pay off. Despite cap sacrifices, the team failed to bring in a major piece. Even Luka Doncic, who was reportedly made available in a rare opportunity, didn't land in LA. Instead, the Lakers bowed out in the first round of the playoffs, losing in just 5 games to the Timberwolves. Now it's Pelinka's puzzle to solve. Assuming LeBron's decision holds, Pelinka now faces a high-stakes challenge: rebuild a competitive roster around a 40-year-old superstar and a $53 million contract, all while staying under the NBA's harsh luxury tax limits. LeBron alone takes up over a third of the league's $141 million salary cap. Luka Doncic, with his $43 million salary, takes up another huge chunk. That leaves Pelinka with about $74 million to sign more than a dozen players and find a much-needed defensive anchor in the frontcourt. And that's not all. Austin Reeves is also reportedly planning to decline his player option, eyeing a deal in the $40 million per season range, numbers that resemble Luka's contract. However, under current rules, the Lakers can only offer up to $90 million over 3 years. Money isn't the problem, the rules are. After the Lakers' blockbuster $10 billion sale, it's clear the organization isn't short on cash. But even for one of the NBA's richest franchises, there's no bypassing league rules and penalties. Exceed the salary cap, and the fines hit hard. Blow past the luxury tax threshold, $170 million, and things get even messier. The smart play for Pelinka? Target versatile, high-impact role players, the kind who can support stars without breaking the bank. That's the only path forward if the Lakers hope to contend while staying financially sane. One thing's for sure, with LeBron opting in, the pressure is on. The window is still open, but it's closing fast. A tightrope act ahead of free agency. With free agency just around the corner, the Lakers front office is walking a financial tightrope. Every move must be precise. Every dollar spent must bring immediate value. Pelinka's challenge isn't just about filling roster spots. It's about building a roster that can win now, with aging stars and limited flexibility. There's also pressure from within. After back-to-back disappointing playoff exits, internal frustration is reportedly growing. LeBron, who has never shied away from voicing his expectations, wants to compete for championships, not just make postseason appearances. And now, at 40, time is no longer a luxury. Bronny James factor, a family affair. Another subplot that can't be ignored is the presence of Bronny James. Drafted by the Lakers late in the second round, Bronny's arrival has raised eyebrows, not just for the father-son narrative, but for the potential implications on roster construction and playing time. While many see Bronny as a developmental project, his presence alone could factor into how minutes, mentorship, and rotations are managed next season. The Lakers have never been shy about big narratives, and this one is already writing itself. The first father-son duo in NBA history could share the floor, a legacy moment that would dominate headlines and drive ticket sales. But for a team in win-now mode, balancing sentiment with competitiveness is a dangerous game. If Bronny isn't ready for real NBA minutes, it will only increase pressure on Pelinka to surround the roster with dependable veterans who can carry the load. The clock is ticking, and the league is watching. The rest of the league is also keeping a close eye on Los Angeles. Rival GMs know the Lakers are backed into a corner: high payroll, limited draft capital, aging core. Trade offers and free agent negotiations may come with a Lakers tax, where teams and agents demand more, knowing LA is desperate to stay relevant. Fans, too, are growing restless. After the team's last title in 2020, excitement has slowly turned into impatience. A strong off-season is not just a basketball necessity, it's a PR requirement. The LeBron era is nearing its final chapter, and the organization can't afford to waste it. So what happens now? All eyes are on Pelinka. Can he clear enough cap space to bring in a true impact player, potentially via sign-and-trade or clever maneuvering? Can the Lakers resist the urge to chase another superstar and instead focus on depth, defense, and team chemistry? Will LeBron's commitment inspire other free agents to take discounts for a shot at a title? Or will this be the season we look back on as the beginning of the end? With LeBron opting in, the Lakers have one more shot to make it count. But as the pressure mounts and the margin for error narrows, the next few weeks could very well define the franchise's future for years to come. Are LeBron James and Rich Paul putting pressure on the Lakers front office? In what many expected but few fully understood, LeBron James has officially decided to exercise his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season. The announcement came Sunday morning and raised eyebrows, not for the decision itself, but for what it signals. On the surface, it seems like business as usual. But dig a little deeper, and it becomes clear, LeBron isn't just opting in, he's sending a message. Rather than negotiating a new deal with a player option for 2026-27, which would have given him more long-term security, James chose to keep the door open. Why? Because that option gives him leverage, and leverage right now is everything. According to reports from ESPN's Shams Charania, James and his longtime agent Rich Paul may be subtly turning up the heat on Lakers GM Rob Pelinka and owner Jeanie Buss to make meaningful roster upgrades, and soon. LeBron wants to compete for a title. Rich Paul didn't mince words. In a telling statement to ESPN, he laid out what's really at stake. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, Paul said. He knows the Lakers are planning for the future, and he respects that. But he values a realistic shot at winning now. We're incredibly grateful for the partnership we've built over the last 8 years with Jeanie and Rob. The Lakers are a crucial part of his legacy. That statement might sound diplomatic on the surface, but the subtext is clear: we're not here for a rebuild. We're here to win, right now. Paul went on to add that they are evaluating what's truly best for LeBron at this stage of his life and career. The future Hall of Famer isn't just chasing another season, he's chasing legacy. And every year matters. Uncertainty in the air. Behind the scenes, sources say LeBron is watching closely. He wants to see if the Lakers are serious about building a contender around him before making any further long-term commitments. As Charania noted in his report, I'm told LeBron wants to compete for a championship next season, but he remains uncertain about the Lakers' roster construction moving forward. This will be one of the major storylines of the offseason. Will the Lakers make the moves necessary to be a true contender in the highly competitive Western Conference? The implications are significant. If the Lakers fail to act, LeBron has a no-trade clause, meaning he could force his way to a destination of his choosing. And any team trading for him would need to match his $52.6 million salary, making potential deals complicated and limited in return value for LA. Pressure on Pelinka to deliver. Pelinka has publicly committed to building a stronger team this offseason, and now the clock is ticking. With LeBron's decision, the stakes are crystal clear. This isn't just about roster upgrades, it's about convincing one of the greatest players in NBA history that Los Angeles is still the right place to finish what he started. The most likely scenario? The Lakers front office will act swiftly in the coming days, possibly targeting a high-level big man, reliable shooters, and defensive depth to support both LeBron and Luka Doncic, should he remain part of the team's long-term core. But the margin for error is razor-thin. One wrong move, one underwhelming signing, and the balance could shift. A comeback in progress. Meanwhile, LeBron has quietly started preparing for his 23rd NBA season, and potentially his 8th in purple and gold. After suffering a sprained ACL in the final game of the Lakers' playoff run, he's already back on the court. Just days ago, he shared a video of his first on-court workout since the injury, signaling that he's determined to return in peak form. For LeBron, it's no longer just about playing, It's about maximizing every moment he has left. He wants to contend, compete, and leave no doubt. And now, the ball is in the Lakers' court. All eyes on the Lakers' next move. With LeBron opting in and sending a clear signal, the spotlight now shifts squarely to the Lakers' front office. The pressure is immense. In a league where windows of opportunity close fast, and in a conference stacked with powerhouse teams like the Nuggets, Timberwolves, and Thunder, standing still is not an option. Pelinka has to thread the needle, improve the roster enough to satisfy LeBron without pushing the franchise too deep into luxury tax penalties. That balancing act becomes even trickier when you factor in rising player expectations and ongoing contract negotiations. One major variable is Austin Reaves. The rising star is expected to decline his player option and seek a massive pay bump, reportedly around $40 million per season. While Reaves is a valuable asset, the Lakers may not be able to meet his price tag without sacrificing depth elsewhere. The same goes for Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell, whose futures are also uncertain. Every dollar counts. What kind of moves are on the table? According to multiple league insiders, the Lakers are aggressively exploring trade options and creative roster-building tactics. Names like Jeremy Grant, Jonas Valanciunas, and even DeJounte Murray have floated around in rumors as potential targets. Whether through sign-in trades, mid-level exception moves, or salary dump deals, the Lakers must get both tougher and deeper, especially on the defensive end. And then there's the wild card, Bronny James. While his second-round selection was met with mixed reviews, Bronny's presence adds both media buzz and strategic complexity. Playing alongside his father is a historic milestone, but it also forces the coaching staff to delicately balance development, sentiment, and competitiveness. If Bronny earns real minutes, it must be based on merit. If not, the team risks inviting criticism or locker room tension. LeBron's legacy is on the line, again. LeBron James is entering rare air, a 23rd season in the NBA, chasing not just another championship, but a legacy that could cement him as the greatest of all time. Every move from this point forward carries weight. He's made it clear, he's not here to coast. And if the Lakers can't provide a clear path to contention, he has the contractual power to walk, or to force a move to a franchise-better position to help him chase that elusive fifth ring. That reality isn't lost on Pelinka, Jeanie Buss, or the rest of the Lakers brass. They know this could be their final season with LeBron in a Lakers uniform. If they want to extend this partnership, and possibly bring home another title, the time to act is now. The ripple effect across the NBA. Other franchises are watching closely. A disgruntled LeBron could shake up the league's power structure. If he pushes for a trade, a bidding war could ensue, albeit one limited by his no-trade clause and massive salary. Miami, Philadelphia, Phoenix, even Golden State, teams with contending rosters and star-driven ambitions, could suddenly find themselves in the conversation. On the flip side, if the Lakers go all in and retool successfully, they remain one of the most dangerous teams in the West. A healthy LeBron and AD, paired with the right supporting cast, still poses a legitimate title threat. Final thought, the stakes are higher than ever. This isn't just about one more season. It's about how the story ends. LeBron has rewritten the history books, but how he closes this final chapter will define his legacy just as much as the titles in Miami or the comeback in Cleveland. The Lakers have been gifted time with a generational talent. What they do with it now will shape not only their future, but his. And if there's one truth we've learned in 20-plus years of watching LeBron James, he won't wait forever.
Could Daniel Gafford be the perfect frontcourt partner for Luka Doncic on the Lakers? With their off-season mission crystal clear, reinforcing the frontcourt, the Los Angeles Lakers are exploring multiple options. And one name quietly gaining traction is Daniel Gafford, the athletic big man who found instant chemistry with Luka Doncic during their recent run with the Dallas Mavericks. Daniel Gafford, reliable, efficient, and already in sync with Luka. Gafford might not be the flashiest name on the board, but is exactly the kind of player every contending team needs. In his 6 seasons in the NBA, he's carved out a reputation as a dependable rim runner who brings high efficiency around the basket, relentless rebounding, and solid shot blocking. Think of him as the Casio watch of NBA centers, not flashy, but always reliable. But beyond his steady contributions, what makes Gafford especially intriguing for LA is one key factor. He's already proven he fits alongside Luka. During the 2023-24 season, Doncic openly praised Gafford after the trade that brought the center to Dallas. He's a real threat in the pick and roll, protects the paint,
and can block shots, exactly what we need. And the numbers back it up. Gafford started every playoff game that season and averaged nearly 2 blocks per game, 1.9 BPG. Of his 117 made field goals in the postseason, 58 came directly off assists from Doncic. The synergy was real and highly effective. What would it cost the Lakers to land Gafford? Right after the finals, Gafford signed a 3-year, $54 million extension with Dallas. That might sound like a roadblock, but it's quite the opposite. The contract was structured in a way that keeps him trade eligible this summer. In other words, he's available for the right price. Before the extension, there were already whispers that acquiring Gafford wouldn't come cheap. Now, the price tag may be even steeper. Any serious Lakers offer would likely start with young talent, possibly names like Dalton Connect or Adu Thiero, plus future draft picks. Would the Mavs even pick up the phone? That's the big question. After the blockbuster trade that sent Luka to the Lakers, a move that sparked major backlash among Mavs fans, it's hard to imagine Dallas being eager to help LA again. Still, in the NBA, everything comes down to the offer. If the Lakers are truly set on making Gafford their full-time anchor in the paint, they'll have to part with every asset not named LeBron or Luka. And even then, there's no guarantee. Is it worth pushing for Gafford? He's young, athletic, efficient, and already proven alongside Doncic. His contract is team-friendly, and he fills the Lakers' biggest need, rim protection and rebounding. But is that enough to justify a high price? There may be cheap alternatives out there, Goga Bertans, Magic, Nick Richards, Suns, or Yves Missy, Pelicans, come to mind. Still, knowing GM Rob Pelinka's reputation for exploring every avenue, a call to Dallas GM Nico Harrison feels inevitable. Quick Q&A, Daniel Gafford and the Lakers. Did Gafford play with Luka Doncic? Yes, they started together during the 2023-24 playoffs and developed strong on-court chemistry. Is Gafford's new contract a trade blocker? No. Despite his extension, he remains fully trade eligible this offseason. Do the Lakers have the cap space? Not outright, but they can structure a deal using matching salaries and draft picks. Do the Lakers really need a center? Absolutely. Rim protection and rebounding are the biggest holes in their current roster. Are there other options besides Gafford? Yes. Bertans, Richards, and Missy are more affordable options the Lakers are reportedly monitoring. How Gafford could shift the Lakers' identity. Bringing in Daniel Gafford wouldn't just be about plugging a hole in the lineup, it could signal a larger philosophical shift for the Lakers. Over the past few seasons, LA has struggled to find a consistent interior presence outside of Anthony Davis, who often prefers to play power forward rather than center full-time. Gafford's arrival could allow Davis to operate more freely on both ends, while giving the Lakers a traditional rim-protecting big who doesn't need plays called for him to be impactful. And make no mistake, Gafford changes games without needing the ball. He thrives in the pick and roll, crashes the glass relentlessly, and runs the floor hard in transition. He's the kind of role player who makes stars better, exactly the type of support Doncic and LeBron, while he's still in uniform, needs. Potential lineup impact and fit. If the Lakers manage to land Gafford, the new-look starting five could be formidable. PG, Luka Doncic. SG, Austin Reeves. SF, Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, if not traded. PF, Anthony Davis. C, Daniel Gafford. This lineup gives LA shooting, size, rim protection, and improved pick-and-roll efficiency. More importantly, it gives Doncic a familiar partner in the paint, someone he already trusts and elevates. Plus, this would finally allow Davis to preserve his body throughout the season by shifting some of the physical burden inside. The Lakers have long needed a dirty work big man to protect AD over an 82-game grind. Gafford might be the ideal solution. League-wide reactions and speculation. Around the league, executives are watching the Lakers closely this offseason. With LeBron James reportedly pushing for one more title run and Doncic's blockbuster arrival already reshaping the Western Conference picture, adding someone like Gafford could raise eyebrows and expectations. ESPN's Brian Windhorst recently hinted that the Lakers aren't done after the Doncic move, while The Athletic's Jovan Buha reported that LA is aggressively shopping packages involving young players and future picks. And it's not just about talent, it's about chemistry. The Doncic-Gafford connection worked immediately in Dallas, something that's often difficult to manufacture in a new environment. The Lakers don't want to waste time on building rapport, they want pieces that can click on day one. What could go wrong? Of course, there are risks. Gafford, while efficient, isn't a star. If LA overpays, sending away too many promising assets or picks, it could handcuff their flexibility down the road. And let's not forget, he's had injury concerns in the past and isn't a floor spacing big, which could clog the lane if not managed properly. There's also the political factor. Would Dallas really trade with a team that just took their franchise cornerstone? It would require a very compelling offer, perhaps involving a third team, to get the Mavs to bite. Final thoughts. Is Gafford the right gamble? In a vacuum, yes, Daniel Gafford makes a lot of sense for the Lakers. He fits their timeline, their needs, and most importantly, fits Luka. But it all depends on what they're willing to give up, and whether Dallas is willing to play ball. If Rob Pelinka can pull this off without gutting the roster or sacrificing all future flexibility, this move could be one of the smartest of the off-season. It won't grab the headlines like the Doncic trade did, but it might be the move that quietly makes the Lakers contenders again.